Get your mustaches out, guys. Got your mustaches? Okay, fine. Rach, you're going to start with a mustache. You're going to be with Julia. We're going to start. You're the husband and wife. I'm going to give you a thing. What they're going to do is they're going to do role playing, and they're going to talk about they're going to talk about a certain scenario that I'm giving them, and they're going to do it and fight and do whatever they do. And then I'm going to teach about how to do the micromanage properly. Okay, let's go. The first two guys. You guys can mute yourself. Yeah. There we go. Okay, fine. So Rachel, you're the husband. Julia, you're the wife. I'm going to give you the issue, and you're going to start talking to your husband about it. Okay? Ready? Issue number one. You're driving in the car to get somewhere. You're going to get supplies at the store. You're out of stuff. It's COVID. You need stuff. Okay? Your husband is driving like about a quarter of an inch from the guy in front of him. Okay, so he's like whatever. He's like staying like for no reason. Like there's not, whatever. It's like what is that? Like you're supposed to have one car length. This is like one ant length. Okay, so okay, ready? You are on. Go.
I'm just. Do you think you just slow down a little bit there, hon?
I'm going the speed limit. This is how fast I drive.
Granted, the Cadillac in front of you is not, and I am just.
It's a nice Cadillac. I wanted to get a look at that bumper sticker.
Yeah, we can. I'm sure there's going to be a red light soon. So, I don't know. Just slow down a little bit. We can.
Okay. This is slow enough for you. I backed up 3 inches.
I mean, we are really close, so I can basically breathe what they have.
I gotta look at the street signs. I gotta pay attention. You could just sing me a song or something.
Okay, kid. You slow the car down.
That's not the song.
I'm afraid.
Oh my gosh. It's just enough.
When I was, a week ago, you actually rear-ended that Buick, and
that was his fault. That was his fault. He was driving crazy. He stopped.
But you rear-ended them? I don't mean to nitpick, but
I told you should have made a list and stayed at home. You get so nervous in the car. This is really your problem, not my problem.
No, but then when we get to the store, you're like, I don't know. We end up like with 17 bags of pistachios in their shell.
I love pistachios in the shell. I can't get enough.
Okay, let's go time out. Yay, that was really wow. Okay, so question for you. Okay, so first of all, Julia, let's hear how it felt to be the passenger and what emotions you were going through.
It's hard because it's the opposite of how it is with my husband, where he's too slow. And we almost get into an accident because of that. So, but it's just stressful. It's stressful. I don't want to get, but I also don't like telling, Rachel how to drive. I'm sure he's capable as my husband, It's stressful.
Okay, so this is a twofer. This is dealing with micromanaging him and dealing with the fear. So okay, Rachel, tell us your emotions. What were you feeling while she was kind of micromanaging you?
Distracted and annoyed.
Annoyed.
Yeah, like I can handle myself. I've been driving my whole life, and it's fine.
Like, thank you very much. Thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's excellent. Okay. Actually, I'm thinking, Serene, I want to have the next couple on do their thing, and then I'll answer.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Don't give any tips yet.
No tips yet.
We want them to do it whichever way they feel without any ideas of how they should really be doing.
Okay, fine. Okay, good. Okay, so good. So now, oh yeah, you guys are really on your game. Okay, so Siggy, you're the wife, and Taylor, you're the husband, and let's go to the next scenario. Okay. Siggy, this is for you. Your husband left the garbage pails out by the curb for 4 days. Like it's his job to bring them in from the curb after they've been emptied. So besides the fact that you have nowhere to put the trash, all right, you are embarrassed in front of the neighbors. It's just like, it just looks like what are we, whatever. And you can't do it because you have a lower back issue. So you can't do it yourself. It's something only he can do and is supposed to do, hasn't done it. Go ahead, micromanage, you are on.
Sweetie, we are the laughing stock of Schmossberry Road because the trash has been out for 4 days. It's stinking up the community. It's your job to bring it in. I do everything.
You really think that that's the problem? You really think that in the scale of problems that
push the
It'll
pin.
go out next week. We'll switch it out.
Take it and you just push it. Like our house is not that big. That's a different complaint for a different day. But you have a very short driveway to just push the
I'll
garbage.
get it to it. I'll get to it. Look, it
No,
comes
but
back
honey,
next
it's
Tuesday.
been like-
It's only Friday.
It's been a lot of minutes since you've said that. You said that on Monday, and now it
I
is.
know, but I gotta shop. We got too much going on. You know, and I think you're just too worried about what other people
Billy
think.
over there, they're pointing to our house and they're just disgusted because there's trash overflowing on the street.
Because they already took the trash. It's just the empty trash that's out there. I think you're looking into it. Why are you looking in the trash?
I'm looking at I'm trying to keep a nice home here, and your job, you have one chore, which is really, really like under. I'm really.
I'll
I
get
could
to it.
a lot more.
It's back out next Tuesday, Monday night. I'm telling you, it's back in the house.
You always say you'll get to it. This is a daily fight that we have. If you can just push the garbage up the driveway, it's
If it's
really.
bothering
Okay,
you,
let's
just
do time out. This is too sad. Isn't this sad? This is sad.
No, actually, they're getting a lot of shout outs.
Oh, yeah.
Big letters, big shout out on Siggy over there with, yeah.
Yeah.
Good name, good street name. Could you tell us that street name again? Just 'cause, like,
she's not-
Schmossberry Road, you guys. Schmossberry Road.
Maltsbury Road. So here's the thing. First of all, everybody who's on Torah Anytime, everybody who's on Instagram, on Facebook, on the various Facebooks, type in your scenario now. We will do it live on the show today. Type it in. Sarit will read it to me and we will do scenarios. I've got a lot here, so if you don't, see if I care. But I'm just saying, this is your chance to get your micromanaging problem solved. So now we have this scenario. First of all, this is very relatable, and it's just like she thinks it's the most important thing in the world. He thinks it's not, like, the lowest priority on his list. These are issues that we're going to deal with. Now, Sarit, question for you. Should I go through all my solutions now, or yeah, I think so, because I'll forget what all the problems are.
yeah, well, unless you want one more, because this is a good flow. So if you want, it's up to you. If you want to keep,
Okay, let's get
or-
Rachel back on. Rachel and Julia, and you guys come back on for another scenario, and then we will go through our boom, boom, boom solutions to micromanaging.
Yeah,
And-
because you're gonna give us some serious stuff. We'd like their version.
Very serious
I think we want to keep their version.
yeah, no, I mean it's business as usual. It's too painful to watch. Okay, who's the mustache? Wait a sec, Julia, you're the man this time. You're the man. You need your mustache.
Look at that mustache. You see why I married him?
There you go. Okay. All right. You're busy finishing cooking for your Shabbos, so you ask your husband to please set the table. When you walk in, you see that he's setting the cutlery on the wrong side, putting the napkins down as is, rather than folding them like you usually do. So, wanting to be a good wife, you do not say anything. You put on some duct tape. You don't say a thing. But after he leaves the room, you go back with a few, and you redo everything that he did wrong with a lot of sighs, like that. Okay, Rachel, you are on.
Oh my gosh, it looks so set.
Thank you. I did a great job, didn't I? I am very proud as to my spoon placement.
This is just, I mean, it's wrong, but you made such an effort. You put all the stuff. Oh, come on. What is really? These knives are upside down.
Yeah, you know,
Thank
I
you.
always grab my knife from the top.
I
So,
know.
like if I need to stab something.
Dealt with so
Look
many
around.
cuts that way. Wow. Oh gosh, sweetheart.
It looks great, right? I love folding napkins.
We don't do swans in my family. My mother is afraid of birds. We just fold it and we put it. God, the forks. Why do you have the fork? They're like in the middle of the table.
Well, you don't know if you're going to be having soup. I wasn't sure. So I thought, well, let's just put them in a big pile. Maybe you need 2 forks. You know, if you I don't know. If
You
we're
need
doing,
2 forks, but you set the big one on the left and then the smaller, the salad fork to the left of that.
well, look,
If you'd like to put a dessert fork at the top, you can go crazy with forks, but this is a pile of forks in the middle.
I
This
know,
is-
but Evan is really clumsy and he drops his forks a lot. So I thought, hey, let's put them in a pile just in case.
I have so much work to do. I've been cooking all day. I'm sweating. I haven't even put on
know.
makeup, and now I have
You
to.
look beautiful
Oh,
though.
thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go. That was adorable. Especially a pile of forks in the middle. Yes, we've been there, done that. Okay. No insult to my husband. No, I didn't say that. Okay. Whatever. Okay.
And Julie's mustache kept coming off. That was
I
really
know, the
funny.
crooked mustache adds a lot to the decor. Okay, so I'm gonna give a boom, boom, boom about micromanaging, and then we're gonna come back, ladies, and you are going to, everyone who did one, I'll remind you of what they are, and you'll go back and be that same person doing it with the input, okay? Okay, good. All right, okay, so let me just, there's a couple of things. Okay, here's one of the biggest problems in micromanaging, that there's mixed messages. So here's how it looks. You say to your husband, oh, dear, did you remember to pay the phone bill? And he's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You saved me. I would have forgotten. Our phones would have been shut off. Thank you so much. A week later, you say, or a month later, did you pay the phone bill? And it's like, oh yeah, good. Bring everybody on. Good. A month later, you say, did you pay the phone bill? Same tone of voice, same words, same, everything is the same. But this time his reaction is, do you think I'm an idiot? Like, yeah, thank you for the reminder. Thank you. Well, because he already did it, right? So here's the problem, and it works both ways. So your husband asks you, oh, did you remember to put the permission slip for the kid in his lunch? Is anyone going to school with COVID? I don't know, but whatever. Let's say they were, okay? Use your memories, okay? So your kid, did you remember to put the permission slip? You're like, oh, I'm so grateful. Oh, he would have gone to school. I would have to drive it in there and whatever. Thank you so much. A month later, he says, did you put the kid's permission slip in the lunch? And you're like, what do you think? I'm stupid? Like, duh. Right? Is this right? Is this right? Like, can you get this? It's like unbelievable. So how do we expect our micromanagement techniques to work when sometimes we're a lifesaver to each other, and sometimes it's the most annoying thing in the world? And I know for myself, it's like, if I haven't done something and my husband reminds me, I'm like so grateful most of the time. And if he reminds me and I've already done it, I'm like, ugh. It's like you can feel it from the gut all the way up to your, steam is coming out of your ears. So I don't know why human beings were invented like that, or what God had in mind by having us be like that. But as far as I know, and if you have something different, type it in, tell Sarit, whatever, if you're a different species. But as far as I can tell, it comes with the territory. So the first thing is to understand this, and then to make a bulletproof, can I say that? How do you say it? Bulletproof? Thank you. Bulletproof plan with your husband on how to do things like that. So you need to have every couple, every situation is different. Did you have a question? Yeah. Oh, I thought your hand was waving. Okay. You're welcome to whatever. You can just unmute if you have a question. So every couple is different. Your husband's different. You're different. Sometimes some people, like Sarit, I know, like she loves to be reminded of everything. I mean, we annoy the heck of her. Did you do this? Did you do that? The more, yeah, she's nodding her head. She loves to be annoyed, because otherwise she's got Baruch Hashem, she's got a bazillion things flying, and so she loves to be reminded of stuff. Me, it's like, you think I'm like stupid? Like, I take it as a whole. So every human being is different. Every couple is different. And you need to get a bulletproof plan that works. So it's kind of like, regarding the phone bill, it's like, I want you to remind me, but do it in a way that I don't feel like an idiot. So even if you wrote me a little note, a little Post-it note, and left it on my computer, I'm sure you remembered to pay the phone bill, smiley face, love ya, XO, would be much better than being confronted with it, where, then at least if I'm annoyed, like, what do you think? I'm stupid? But at least I can calm down and say, thank you for reminding me. So everyone has to have their own bulletproof plan. Okay.
Yeah, because what if they don't do it the second time you've asked, or the third time you've asked?
Okay, we're gonna get to that. Okay, good. Okay, good. Fine.
Asking for a friend.
But yeah, right. Hello, that was good. Okay, number 2. So the first thing is to figure out a plan for how to put reminders into each other's life, whether it's a Post-it. I'll give some more examples later. Number 2, never tell your husband to do anything. Nothing. Never say, hand me the diaper bag, hand me, get me a glass of water. Never tell him ever, not one time. Like one time you command him to do something, you should think, oops, that was a big mistake. The only thing that's allowed are requests. That's it. No commands. Commands gone by the, you might be in a bad habit. And then if you command him, get me the diaper bag, say, oh, I didn't mean to say it that way. Sorry. I was sorry I was harsh. It would, thank you so much for getting it. The next time, work on yourself. Make this a mission. You're going to make requests, never commands. And here's the thing. Here's what we have to know. The best way to diminish your husband's self-esteem and to notch him down and make him feel like a little guy, the best way to do that is to treat him like a slave, is to start barking out orders to him. Get me the diaper pail, get me the diaper bag, get me, can you, grab the thing, whatever. Even say, if you're in a rush and you say, can you get me the diaper bag? Okay, that's fine. But a better thing is, oh, would you mind doing me a favor? And can you go to the car and get the water bottles? I forgot to bring them in, whatever. Everything is a request, because when you command, you are making your husband's self-esteem smaller and smaller. And then you wondered, what happened to the macho guy, the nice masculine guy I married? He feels like, he's just running. He's like a fetch it, and he feels that way. So the way, you do realize your power, especially if it's in front of other people and you say, hey, go to the car and bring in those boxes, right? It feels very powerful to have your husband go out there and do your bidding. Whoa, it feels powerful, but you don't recognize the cost. The cost is your husband looks lower in his own eyes, and guess what? Then he begins to look lower in your eyes. And this man who you want to look up to and respect and feel great about, he should be looking up to you and respecting you as well. So I'm being equal opportunity, whatever. But we're the women here. We're going to talk about how to empower our man to feel powerful. So the issue is that, if you want to turn your husband to a wimp, start barking out orders left, right, and center. You won't be happy with the results, believe me. So what's the solution? To always request, never command, and to act like he's doing you the biggest favor in the world. So you're like, okay, wait a minute. I bought the groceries. I figured out, I've made a list. I went shopping. I was there for 2 hours. I had to go to 3 different stores to get what I wanted. I walk in, and he helped bring the groceries in, which is his job. And now he says, gush with appreciation. Thank you so much for that. It was something he should do anyway. Are you crazy, Leah? Are you out of your mind? Well, that might be true. That's another conversation. No, but here's the thing. I get it. It's annoying. It's stupid. Are you treating him like a baby? Okay, those issues are all valid. The point is, do you want your husband to be motivated to make you happy? Because I've got to tell you, if he's motivated to make you happy, you will be happier. End of story. So there is a big win here for you. It's not like we're doing it to be a nice person, although that's also true. We're doing it because the end result is that our husband will be motivated to help us more. Okay, last problem is ask yourself the question, are my expectations overboard? So am I asking my husband to do something that's unreasonable? Like, you know what? I've got 2 legs. I can get up and get the diaper bag myself. I can get up and get myself a glass of water. I've got 2 legs. Thank you. Unless you don't have 2 legs. And then, there are whole other issues that go on, and you've got to show a lot more gratitude for him getting you everything. But if you are capable of getting up and doing something, your last resort should be asking your husband for it. Your first resort should be, I'm going to do it. And here's the thing, ladies, there's a bunch of tasks your husband can do. It's a limited amount, okay? And if you want to waste it, having him get you a cup of water or, bring the garbage pails up from the thing, and maybe it is. Maybe that's very important to you. But you've got a limited number of tests. Use them wisely. Barking out 10 different orders to your husband is going to make him into a wimp and not into somebody who you're going to feel happy to be with. So this is a way a wife can build her husband up or tear him down, and in giving him tasks and treating him like a slave is the surefire way to make him feel less self-esteem. Okay.
So wait, so Leah, Beauty by OB on Instagram says, sometimes I tell him, thank you for doing X, Y, Z. And if he did it, he appreciates the acknowledgement. And if he didn't do it yet, it's a reminder in itself. Is that?
Yeah, that sounds good, reasonable. But also saying thank you for doing whatever before he's done it. He knows that you know that he knows that you know that he knows. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's a level. It's one, it's better than saying, did you do it yet? For sure you've climbed to the next, there's on everything in life, on every character trait, on everything that we do and accomplish. There's always where we are and where we want to get to, kind of a thing. So you're further along on the chart towards being awesome at micromanaging well. Okay. And truth is, we maybe even shouldn't call it micromanaging, because this is kind of empowering and inspiring and getting your husband to do things in a loving, passionate, exciting way to help you and to be there for you. And that's all he wants to do really anyhow, but he's so busy getting barked at and yelled at and, could criticize that all of that gets lost. So in the stream of, when I look at micromanaging, so what is micromanaging? Micromanaging is when you're so picky on the details, but what is our goal? Our goal is how to communicate tasks to each other without annoying each other. You hear that? Meaning there's things that need to get done in the house, a lot of things that need to get done in the house. So how can we do it with the least amount of annoyance? And that every couple needs to figure out for themselves.
Yeah, and then Dina, our favorite British cat lady from says on Torah Anytime's live stream, oh my, that's why I need to be on each week. Never demand your husband, only politely request. So much to think over each week. You're amazing, Leah.
Oh, thank you, Dina. Mwah. That means a lot to me. It's great. Yeah, remember, if you learn nothing else from this show, it's never make a command. Only requests. Only ever. You will reap rewards in your marriage, like immediately. You may not see it immediately, but believe me, you're reaping rewards immediately. Okay, I'm going to give do's and don'ts. Any questions so far, ladies? Anybody? Yeah.
I have a question about request. So that means when you request it, you have to be okay with either answer. You have to be okay with him saying no. Like you have to just
right. But if the answer is no, the response isn't a silent treatment. The answer isn't, the answer when he says no, go, okay, I'll do it myself. Okay. You know what I mean? Like it's sweetness. The next time he'll think twice about saying no, because there's or maybe that response might get him to go, all right, I'll do it, like that. Okay. So yeah, you have to be ready for him to say no. And also women are, look, I have to just say, there is in our brains that kind of seeped in from all different angles is the social media, the culture at large that's seeping into our brains that everything should be equal. And we discussed this a million times, equality in workplace. I'm fighting for it. We all should fight for that. Equality at home, that's not the measure is harmony. Does that mean the woman's doing more work, the men's doing less work? Maybe. A man brings in all the blessing. We know from Rav Moshe Cordova, all blessing comes from Shemayim through our husband and to us. That means every blessing in our life is sourced spiritually on a deep spiritual level from our husband. So even if he's not doing the physical labor as much, into our eyes and to the modern sensibilities or the viewpoint, it looks like he's not doing his fair share, when that's the wrong equation, because he's bringing in a blessing from God's blessing into the home in a way, and all the parnasa and all the blessings of health and wealth and all these things. Now, look, this is a hard thing to hear. If this is your first time watching the show, you're like, what is she talking about? Watch a bunch of the shows and you will see, not only is this 3,000-year-old tradition, Masorah, bulletproof and guaranteed, but you will be happier. You'll see there's just a joy that comes back into the home when you start following our traditions of how to create this kind of harmony in the home. Okay, let's get right into it. Sarit, what was the last lady? Tell her. Thank you.
Dina, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And Ariella actually from Torah Anytime's live stream says, hi, I absolutely love and learn so much from your program. Thank you so much, Leah and team.
Yay.
So
Okay.
Lots of good shout outs.
Thank you very much, everybody. Love it. And send your questions in, because we will do, if somebody has a scenario, write it in. We'll do it the very next one after I give all the do's and don'ts. Okay. Here's some real key stuff, ladies, that is awesome. Great question, Rachel, by the way. It's remember that if you treat your husband, his needs as so important to you, then he'll treat yours seriously too. So there's a story. Rabbi Eliashiv in our generation was one of the great rabbis of our generation, and his wife once fell down in the kitchen while her husband was sleeping at night. You know, she was out there doing something in the kitchen, and she stayed on the floor till the morning because she didn't want her husband's sleep to be disturbed. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Like people say, okay, maybe she's a doormat. It wasn't that at all. That's reading it completely incorrectly. Her feeling was that her husband is the Gadol Hador. He's the great rabbi. He gets thousands of questions from around the globe, life and death situations, and people getting married, not married. I mean, he's got so much weight on his shoulders. This man, this one man, he had so much. He had so much weight on his shoulders that she didn't, if he had disturbed sleep to wake up to come pick her up and didn't get back to sleep well, that she couldn't tolerate that. So she slept on the floor.
Was she injured?
No, she wasn't injured. She just couldn't get up. And I don't know why she couldn't get up. Maybe she was older. Maybe she, had a backache. I'm not quite sure. Maybe she was pregnant. That would be too sad, a pregnant lady lying in the kitchen. I'm not saying this is what we should do.
No, but that's, it's amazing, Leigh. It's definitely like, it just shows the level that a woman could really get to, of where her whole life was her husband. She literally lived for him, and he treated her also, by the way, Leah, she treated her amazing also. So,
yeah, I mean, that's what he treated her like a queen, and she was like his everything, and she was his light and his, and excuse me. So I'm not saying that, I'm just pointing out the string of where a person could get to. What did that do? So she spent a night on the floor that was probably very unpleasant. Can you imagine what a husband would do for a wife who took care of his needs? That's what I'm saying here, is that if you make your whole, take your husband's needs seriously, say, oh, when the kid's interrupting him, say, quiet, daddy's talking, like if you treat his needs and his desires to the nth degree, you will see very, very quickly your husband will start to do the same for you. And like, wait, quiet, mommy's talking. What were you saying, dear? Just take his needs seriously. So before you make requests of your husband, that you have to know, number one, the more you treat his needs so deep in your heart that they're so important to you, the more he'll do it for you. Is that a good reason to do it? Maybe you should do it just to be a nice person. Okay, fine. Either way, this is the recipe for having an amazing closeness and for getting your husband, not having to micromanage because he'll be motivated. Okay, number two, timing. Take your spouse's temperature. Maybe now is not the time. Maybe it's important to wait. The third one, every couple is different. Every situation is different. You need to figure out several methods that work for you as a couple. And then implement them carefully. So I have one couple, they were fighting about well, I have to tell them, and she would make an index card, make a post-it note, leave it on a note. Did you pay the phone bill? Did you remember to, call the insurance agent? Did you, whatever the things are on paper, sometimes you have to know yourselves, you have to know as a couple, you have to know individually that's going to help you. Sometimes I have someone said, oh, I tried that, it didn't work, because I still felt like he was hovering over me. So I said, okay, put the index card upside down, facing down. So when you're ready to be directed by your husband, when you've bolstered yourself and feel strong enough and feel, that you can accomplish it, you can turn the index card over, and that can work for some people. Okay. Brainstorm solutions together, use trial and error. Left to chance, this managing tasks is a disaster. You have to have a plan. Everyone who's watching the show has to start thinking about what would work for us. Index cards, texts, emails, a list of things to do at the beginning of the week that he or she can do. Then you also need to have a plan on, what do I do if you don't do it? You said you wanted me to remind you to pay the phone bill. I reminded you, you still didn't do it. If I remind you again, I can tell you, based on past history, maybe don't put them down, but likely, dear sweetheart, even though you're so loving, likely that's not going to go well. What do you want me to do instead? And he might say, if I don't pay it after 3 days, just go on the credit card and pay it yourself. find solutions. That's the job. Okay, quick do's and don'ts, and then we're going right back into the team. Okay, don'ts. Never combine a request with criticism. You never take out the trash when you need it. Just do it now for a change. No, that's not the way to ask. So never combine a request with criticism. Never combine a request with guilt. I do everything around here. Can't you at least do X? Look how hard I work. Whatever. Okay. Don'ts. Never use tasks as a way to be right. That's not how you set the table. You forgot to move the car across the street. You blah blah blah. Criticism as a way to be right. You look smarter. He looks dumber. Bad. It's making your husband into smaller. You're ruining his self-esteem, and then he's not the big guy that you want. Okay, do's. Okay, let's just go. There's 10 quick do's. Connect before you direct. I'm going to say it again. Connect before you direct. So before you're about, your husband's coming home, the kids are in the bath, when he walks in that door, you want him to do 10 things for you. Don't have him walk in the door and say, oh, get the kids out of the bath. Oh, you bring the garbage in. Oh, blah, blah, blah. No, connect first. Spend a minute to connect, give compliments, take interest in him, ask questions, listen. Don't make immediate requests before having time together, fun time together. Always use warm and kind tone when making requests or people get defensive. Number 2, gratefulness. Act like it's the hugest favor that he is doing for you, even if it is his responsibility to do X, Y, Z, whatever it is. Did you call your mother? Did you whatever? Ask, oh, it'd be so nice. It's his mother. Like, hello, okay, but he needs to call her. You know that if she isn't called, she gets cranky on you. Whatever it is, it's bad consequences. Or you feel just emotionally. That's what he needs to do to be a good son. If you remind him, and he should do it himself, right? So why are you jumping through hoops to say, oh, would it be possible? Could you call your mom today? I think she really needs it. I talked to her yesterday. She seems lonely. You're asking him a favor to do something he should do on his own. It's his mother. It's his responsibility. Really? So here's the thing. I get it. Life isn't fair. I'm sure a lot of the people who are watching this right now have said that 1,000 times to their kids, okay? It may not be fair, but here's the bottom line. It works. It works. I don't know why it works, but if you coddle your spouse, just like if you thought about it, you'd much rather have him just say that to you, like, oh, do you mind to just get dinner ready by 6? Because I've got to be somewhere at 7, whatever. If he asked you that way, rather than saying, oh, is dinner going to be ready at 6? You'd like it as well. Don't expect and start putting high expectations on your husbands, because this is pretty hard for them to learn, okay? And usually we're the ones with 1,000 duties on our head, that we need help with. So, more of this falls on us. But in any case, the bottom line is that even if it's his responsibility, ask as yummy, delicious as you can. Okay. Okay, this one I already went through. Make requests rather than commands or demands. Number 4, reminders come across as more nagging. So when you ask him to do something, he doesn't do it, ask him, do you want a reminder for this? It'll put his defenses right down. You got to know your husband. Okay, number 5, it's better if a task can be shared. So listen to the difference. You've got to pay the bills. Okay, that's one command. That's a command, right? Or you could say, you could ask him to share. Wait, no, sorry. You could say, do you mind writing the checks for the bills and I'll stuff them in the envelopes? Something like that. Or like, can you help me set the table? And then, I put all the forks and plates and whatever out there, and then just say, can you help me? And then start whatever. And then say, and then the pot's boiling over. I've got to, maybe actually help him, or whatever. But I'm just saying a shared task is always better. Okay, next one. Number 6, humor can help. So asking something indirectly. So rather than say, the bad way is take out the trash. That's worst way. The next thing is request. Dear, can you please take out the trash and do me a favor? That's fantastic. Even better level is to use humor and say humor. And you have to know your husband, but something smells awful in the kitchen. Something smells really bad. Then he'll be like, I think it's the garbage, and he'll get it and whatever. A little bit of humor, maybe be funnier than that, because that wasn't very funny, but you get the point. Okay, you could say something like, honey, the genie that usually comes and washes the sink, all the dishes in the sink didn't show up today. Can you pinch hit? find something. I know you love having toys all over the living room, but do you mind helping clean them up? Something that adds a little bit of humor and whatever, and that softens it. Number 7, write down a task. It's often easier to digest, like write it on a Post-it note. Somehow having it, or on a text, having it over there rather than you saying it means he has enough time to calm down from being defensive. Again, you're writing down a request, not a command. Okay. Appreciation with the request before and after. That's the butter, the grease that makes the whole thing work. Number 9, know your spouse's pet peeves. You know, some husbands or wife don't like before bedtime. You're about, oh, you're just in your pillow and say, oh, did you remember to, whatever, call this person, or did you remember to get the phone bill, or did you, what a really stressful insurance, lot of stressful things. Did you call about getting the off jury duty, whatever it is, know their pet peeves. If it's going to bed before nighttime, don't say things at that time. Don't give tasks while they're in the middle of bathing the kids. Try to do tasks they hate, So it's basically knowing what their pet peeves are and making it your business to take care of them. Number 10, last one, get a bulletproof feedback loop. So that means if you say, oh dear, do you mind dropping this at the dry cleaners? And then you don't know whether it got done or not, right? So if you ask, did it get done? Did you do that? Did you drop the cleaners? It feels like nagging. It puts the person on defensive, and all of your beautiful plans are all gone out the window. So you need to make a plan how to gently remind each other. Is it texting? Is it writing it down? Is it waiting a week? Make a plan with your spouse. That is the do's.
Okay, so wait, Leah, so a couple of people are asking they want more comedy from our ladies now. So yes. I'm wondering if, rather than having them redo the scenarios nicely, you basically lined it up for everyone as how it should be done. Can we maybe give more scenarios?
Fine.
So we can see more of the comedy, and we don't need our comedians to show us how to do it. We need you to show us how to do it.
Okay, fine. I think I just gave too much. Yeah, you're right.
No, you did amazing, and that was so amazing information. But we want to laugh some more from these ladies. I think,
okay, so hold on a sec. I just need to say, driving in the car, that could have been handled by saying, he's driving too close to the person. That's a conversation before you get in the car. In the car, never make a comment. Never in the car. Duct tape. Bring your duct tape with you. And then another time, say, I think you drive a little too close to the person in front of you. Is it possible? Could you try not to? And if he does, great. If he doesn't, you live with it. Okay. Your husband left the garbage pails out by the curb. So for that one, great solution to that is making a plan by when he does it or whatever, or saying, okay, if you do it, you'll get steak. I mean, you have to think about ask him, what is a good way for me to have that done? I don't like them out on the street. I get that you don't care. I do care. Do you, is it possible we come to a compromise? And then he'll say, okay, 48 hours after, I promise I'll do it, whatever. Talk to him. You were busy finish cooking. Oh, setting the table. Okay, yeah, that I would just let the table sit exactly as he left it. Okay, number 4. Who's next on the thing? Oh, it's Siggy. Yeah, Siggy and Taylor. Okay, your son. Okay, you guys can mute. Okay. Your son just hit your daughter and your husband told him in a harsh tone, go to your room. His harshness will only cause your son to be destructive in his room, and you'll be the one cleaning up the mess physically and emotionally. So basically, he was very, very harsh, and now you're trying to micromanage how your husband handled the situation.
So can we talk about what just happened with Levi?
Yeah, I think I did a great job. And he's not going to do it again. So,
how do you know he's not going to do it again? Because we've already had this happen before. Because he thinks it's okay to hit Sarah, and that's not okay.
Yeah, I saw his face this time. He's not going to do it again. I just know.
Right, but if we talk to him, if you actually have a physical talk with him versus pulling him aside versus getting angry, which is what he was doing with Sarah, then what are we going to do? I mean, like, if you just keep going at him like that, how is that ever going to help anything?
With the harshness, I think that's how you
treat.
treat.
I've talked to you about it. I've talked to you about it. How many times have I talked to you about it?
Talk to me about a lot of things, honey.
Well, yeah, because you don't do any of them. And so then we have to do it. And then I'm home with them all day. And then as soon as I get home from school, then what am I dealing with? Because then you don't come home for a while, and then I have to deal with everything. And then they get in a fight, and then I have to deal with it the next day.
I'm hearing a lot of, I think this is my approach, and you do your approach. You can go the sensitive way. I'm going to go hard. I want to make him a man, and that's my approach, and I think it's going to work.
Well, how is it making him a man by making him beat on something? That's not what we want to do. That's not what you and I decided when we decided to have children. We wanted to be a team about it.
Trying to be rough. You got to go at it
Yeah,
rough.
I don't think that
Wow.
rough is the way to go.
This is real, hey?
Well, we'll have to parent differently. When you're home, you do the sensitivity training. When I'm home, I'm gonna build up some muscle.
How does that work? How does that work? So that's like divorced parents. We don't need to do that. We're supposed to be working together.
We're two different people. That's just.
But we decided that we weren't going to have. We decided that hitting was wrong, and we got to talk to them about it so they understand it. And then you just keep going on and on, and then you think it's okay.
I don't think that I agreed with that conversation.
Oh, I'm sorry. The nodding must have thrown me off.
When we had that conversation, it was like midnight. I was sleeping. I was half listening, to be honest. And you kind of get at me when I
So
come
now
home.
you don't listen to me?
Oh my God, here we go again. Just a regular Tuesday, folks.
Okay, wow, time out. Wow, there's so many issues here. Okay, so hold on a second. First of all, the issue we're trying to get at is the micromanaging. So there was the micromanaging, how he does things. Part of the problem is that your expectations of him to be more woman-like are inappropriate. Men are harsh, women are less harsh. His behavior may or may not have been accurate to send him to his room. Can't be the judge, and everyone parents differently. But you're starting with an assumption, Taylor, wife. You're starting with an assumption that your way is obviously the correct way that this should be handled. And I don't know why God gave a soft or woman, or more, using philosophy and psychology and whatever, to the woman, and she gave the man, so the harshness. I don't know why God did that, but that's how he gave us. And a woman, because decades of psychology and whatever, women think they're right. Well, maybe they thought they were right before. I don't know. And I'm not dissing all the psychology. I thank goodness it gave us so much deeper understanding of feelings and be able to communicate things and whatever. So I'm not dissing anybody. All I'm saying is that I would not buy hook, line, and sinker that the woman's gentler, softer way is the correct way to raise them. And when you said I thought we were a team, it's like, yeah, he does it his way, he does it your way. Team means not that you're able to convince him that your way is right and now he should do it your way because he's on the team. No, it means you also have to give up your preconceived notions on how to parent, first of all. Second of all, is in terms of how you were talking to your husband, was so defensive and disrespectful in terms of he should respect. I'm not saying you should respect him because he's your king. You should. He should respect you because he's your queen. But I'm saying in your conversation with him right now, you were acting, like he was one of your kids, and you did it, blah, 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 whatever. And the tone of your voice, everyone who's watching could completely relate and would have acted exactly how you acted. So I'm not pointing you out and making you feel bad. I'm saying that's the natural role a woman jumps into because he's so thick-headed, right? So, but what I'm saying is that if the end goal is to win the argument, you're doing a great job. If your end goal is to have closeness with your husband and to get him to at least hear what you have to say, then there has to be a much more softness in your voice and much more conciliatory, what's that the right word? Tone. Okay, you guys are back on and you're going to try and handle this with the advice that I just gave you. You're on, go.
Can we talk about what just happened?
Yeah, that wasn't cool. But he's in it now, and I think it's good.
It's not the first time that Levi is hit, and I love how we talk together. Like, I love how when we decide things together, I think it's just so great because it just shows such a good role model for Levi and Sarah. And you and I both know that hitting is not the way we want to go. I mean, we've talked about it so many times, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering what do you think would be the best way that we could deal with it, where we could talk about it together? Like, what do you think would be the best way?
Katie kind of instigated that, and I feel like it was kind of, we could have sent both to their room. I feel like I could have been tougher on both of them. I feel like the tough approach. I mean, if they're not listening to us, then we got to go real harsh. Don't agree?
I just think that sometimes that the going real harsh means that they're not listening to each other and they don't talk the way that you and I talk. And you and I don't. We bicker sometimes, but because we love each other so much, we really get to talk about it. And I want to get them to talk about it. That even if they have a problem, that they don't go to hitting.
Oh, well, what if if that happens, we send them to the same room and we say, you guys need to work this out together, and
Wow.
we want to hear your solution afterward. What about something like that?
That sounds like an amazing idea.
Hello,
Okay.
best marriage ever.
Best marriage. That was awesome, extraordinary. The before and the after. I mean, you guys are superstars. I savored every second of that last thing. It was awesome. Okay, let's get the other ladies on for the next one. That was wow. Okay, fine.
I cried. That was so good.
Yeah, it was, woo.
Wait, am I the
Brilliant.
wife?
Okay, yeah, I think you're the husband. Okay. Wow. Okay, who's the husband again? Wait, Rach. Okay. So, okay, Julia, you ask your husband to learn with your son and do his homework, but as he's doing it, you jump in telling him how to do it correctly, which is your way, of course. Ready, go.
Oh, hey, I see you guys are doing a little bit of homework. How's it going there?
So good.
Okay.
He's
Awesome.
so much smarter now.
Is he? Oh, that's great. That's great. Are you looking up the answers on the internet? Are you-
Oh, it's all on there.
Yeah, no, that's not, he's never gonna learn. How's he gonna learn?
He's got to learn how to Google.
No, but
Sorry.
like,
Rachel, you're not normal. I love it. I can't.
he's got to actually retain the information.
Yeah, no, that's what we did. You and I when we were kids. Remember how awful that was? How hard that was?
Yeah, but that's kind of the point with history.
We gotta protect him from that kind of suffering.
Okay, you know what? I don't think you should. You know what? I'll just take over. I'll just do
Oh,
it.
awesome! I got to watch TV.
Oh no. Okay. Okay, so fine. Yikes. Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a challenge. So let me just ask you, what is your? Obviously, you have very, very different views on learning. So I'm going to ask you to do it again, Julia, and I want you to have an understanding that your goal isn't to take, micromanagers. They think if I did it, I'd do it so much better, right? But we know that God created the world where we can't do everything. So things have to be delegated, things have to be split up, things have to be compromised, whatever. And we think that's a bad thing, but it's actually a good thing because maybe, for whatever reason, a kid needs to learn something in a different way than we can teach it to them. And that's obviously why God gave a father and a mother who are different species, is so that the thinking is different than whatever. So, but you do have a point here in wanting him to retain the information, that you got to give it over in a way that your husband, to get buy-in from your husband. And the way you, rather than making him feel defensive and keep defending his position and his, and it's funny because sometimes people think something they maybe even didn't even think it through, and then they get sort of an excuse or whatever, and then they begin digging their heels in, and in fact you're creating a barrier of first, the husband wasn't like this before, but now he has, in order to defend himself, he has to believe something that is obviously stupid. Sorry, Rach. I know you're trying to do whatever, but I'm just saying, he's got to defend himself. So the less you put him on the defensive, the better the outcome's going to be. Okay, Julie, go. Julia.
Hey, you guys, working on that homework together, huh?
Get it done so fast.
Yeah. Wow. How's that? Oh, phone, huh? Wow. Well, I wonder, how is Brian going to be able to remember all the information if your just if he's, you know.
Maybe ask it as a question. Say, do you think he'll remember it if you've just looked it up? Maybe say, asking questions is a really, anytime you're struggling with this and how to micromanage and whatever, just go, oh, what question can I ask? What is the question dangling in the room that I can put out there? And that you'll be shocked how helpful that is. Okay, go ahead. So ask it as a question. Same point.
How's Brian going to remember everything?
And that's a little accusatory.
Oh,
A little
okay.
because you did it wrong.
You think Brian's going to remember everything if he's
No. How do you think, what do you think is the best way to get Brian to remember it? That's an open-ended, and it's not pointing fingers at him. Okay, go ahead.
You are such a genius. So I want your input. Like, how do you think Brian's going to remember this info?
Oh.
Or can you think of a way to help him to remember this info? Okay, so go ahead, Rach.
Can you think of a way he could remember this info?
Oh, like memorize it?
Yeah, I think that might be the point of the homework.
Oh, I thought we just had to get this assignment done and then we get screen time.
Well, a lot of screen time after this, but no, the teacher said that he is going to have a big test, so that he has to really digest the information. What's the way for him to do that?
A rhyming thing. In the year of 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. We gotta do that.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Yay! That was great. Okay, fantastic. That was great, ladies. Wow. Okay, good. Let's get the other two ladies on for the next one. Okay, great. Who's the mustache? That's you, Taylor? Okay, fantastic. Okay, Siggy, you're the wife. Your husband is speaking at the table in front of guests. He's telling over a story that involves the two of you. You keep jumping in and correcting what he says. I mean, the guests should be given the correct details of what's transpired, right? Okay. So you're at a thing and you keep micromanaging him as he's talking. Go.
Okay, you remember when we were at the wedding?
We weren't. It was not a wedding. It was not.
Yeah, we were at the wedding, and then oh my god, and then
It was.
and then AJ, had a little too much to drink, fell over.
It wasn't. It was BJ, his brother.
No, it wasn't. It was AJ. It was one to the left. It was,
No,
yes, it was, not. And then he fell over. He knocked the candles over, and he set the chuppah on fire. And we just stopped the service.
He knocked the Kiddush cup over, and the wine spilled.
How does that set that on fire? How does it? Everybody loves. I tell a good story. What are you talking?
Kind of exaggerating.
She doesn't remember.
Getting on the
She
chuppah
was
on
just like
fire.
the weight of the veil. It just
very
held her
different.
down.
Guys, I want you all to know that's not what happened, because I don't want you guys to think that I would start a fire at your
Hey,
wedding.
you didn't set the fire. AJ started the fire, just like I
I
just
know, but I
said.
feel like I'm kind of that you're enlarging the story, and it's kind of making me look bad because
How can I not enlarge the story? Our chuppah was burnt.
Yeah,
You know how
but
much money we paid on the chuppah?
not that much money. It was as far as
It was
chuppahs go.
handcrafted. It was sent straight from Tel Aviv.
Listen, we need to get the Tel Aviv brand if you want to go authentic. If you want it to be a Jewish wedding, it's like
I don't think anybody else cares. I think they just think it's a really good story. So why don't you just let me finish telling
I
it?
just want everyone to know that it's not accurate, and you can hear this can be a fun story.
Yes,
but
because the
just-
point of the story is the accurate.
Okay. Yeah. you guys like boom, boom, boom. Like, did you rehearse this before about the wedding? Okay, it's great. Okay, so here's the thing. The micromanaging there's always some kind of a motivation for micromanaging. And in this case, it was because you didn't want to look bad, right? That was really was driving this whole thing. So I want you to start again. And this time I want you to think about, if your husband was the king of America or whatever, or, if he was royalty, how you would behave, how you would correct him, how you would act. This might be, for some people, like, really my husband royalty, like I know, all of his weaknesses and his, foibles and his, all the stuff. I can't even think of him that way. Here's the thing. When you begin to treat your husband and to internalize that he is your king, and that's how we know it from our sources for 3,000 years, a woman who treats her husband like a king gets treated like a queen. It's no joke. We have many, many sources like this. So for you, even though it might be a step, now you're treating him like a serf or a slave or however you're treating him like one of your kids or whatever. If you begin to treat him more like your king, There are definite, first of all, he's going to be gloriously happy, and there are side benefits for you that are immeasurable. Um, being treated like a queen, and in your own self-esteem and how you feel about your husband, there's just a joy that's available there. This is, try this at home. You don't have to buy this right now. You don't have to like think, oh, she's right, even if you think I'm wrong. Try a little bit, you will see there's a taste of that that brings it some beautiful, gorgeous things into the relationship. Okay, Siggy, you are on. Okay, tell that stupid story the wrong way.
Okay. And so I don't want to hear about how your wedding is the most memorable. We all know that our wedding was the most memorable. You know, because of the fire. The fire.
She's doing the thing.
The fire, you remember? And AJ had just like a little bit too much to drink.
Love AJ.
Yeah, I love AJ. Oh my gosh. Such a good friend, except for that day when he happened to fall down, hit the candles and then the hookah went aflame. So
That really happened.
yeah, it really did. It was hilarious. That's why everybody remembers our wedding, because their hearts were afire, right?
Fire, guys.
Yeah, that's why we only have
This is he's a good storyteller. You all need to be your wedding date.
Here's the thing. Everybody should spend a day being Siggy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, by the way, our Instagram fans agree, and there's so many hearts every time, like just coming through. We're loving it.
So just tell me, Taylor, how did you feel when Siggy was treating you like the king?
Definitely more encouraged about telling my story, and also not, we've talked about like making people feel small, and to make people feel small in the middle of something that they're proud of telling, especially when it was a memory that meant something to me, especially when the detail of that doesn't really matter in the scheme of life, then maybe just let it go. And then later on, she can tell me, it wasn't AJ, it was BJ, like it wasn't, the fact of the matter is this actually did happen to my parents. I just think that allowing that encouragement, you were talking about the difference between micromanaging and like micro encouragement, really. And sometimes there's just this time and a place, like taking the temperature, like you were saying,
That's fantastic. And by the way, a lot of people ask me, well, I shouldn't correct my husband in public. And I'm like, no, absolutely never, not once, never correct your husband in public. And they're like, well, what if he's telling the story wrong? And I'm like, still duct tape, whatever. Don't say anything. And hello, we got a lot of stuff going on here. Don't say anything. And they're like, well, then afterwards, should I tell him? It's like, then he's going to be retroactively embarrassed. Like he's going to feel like, oh, who heard that? When whatever he was saying. So in fact, like you're saying, Siggy, Taylor, it doesn't. It's not in this grand scheme of things. It doesn't matter. So telling him later will only make him feel badly, unless he is dedicated to, always wanting to know the right thing and begs you to do it. And even still, then I would hold back from trying to correct him about something he had said, because again, it's just that mortification. And the next time you see the person, you're like, oh, I'm such an idiot, and whatever. What does he need that uncomfortability? Because in the grand scheme of things, it's inconsequential. Okay, I'm so